Hello and welcome to My First Model Railroad. I'm Ken Biles. Now, most of us, when we think about building a model railroad, we think of a large basement. Filling the entire basement with a model railroad is pretty much every model railroader's dream. Problem is that to fill an entire basement takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of skill, and most of all, a lot of money. You may not have any one or more of those things. So, if you didn't have to worry about the time or the money, and you had a place to build your model railroad, what is there to keep you from doing it? Why aren't you currently at least planning your model railroad? Well, maybe you feel you don't have the skill. You don't know anything about electronics. You don't know anything about woodworking. You may be the type who can't hammer a nail straight. Not a problem. The beautiful thing about model railroading is that it doesn't take the skills up front. You learn the skills as you progress. Now, with this website, my plan is to design, build, scenic, and run my own model railroad, and to show you how I'm doing it every single step of the way. One of the problems I've discovered, and you may have noticed this too, you may have gone all over the internet, website after website after website, and a lot of them claim to show you how to build a model railroad. Problem is that they're documenting their model railroad. They're simply saying, oh, I did this, I did that. And they don't give a lot of detail about how they did this or how they did that. And unfortunately, even the model railroad magazines have a similar problem. They'll give you great articles on how to do something. And they'll have images and pictures and all sorts of things in that article to help you to replicate what the article is about. The problem is that a lot of times, well, most times, you start reading through the article and you're looking at the pictures. The text is up here, the picture's on the next page, or a couple of pages later, or the picture's on this page and the text is a couple pages later. And it's really difficult sometimes to equate what picture goes with what part of the text. And even then, even if you can get those two related, a lot of times the images that you really want to see are not images they have in the article. The great thing about video is that as I'm doing it, I can show you exactly what it is I'm doing as I do it. And therefore you get a complete, from start to finish, view of exactly what it is I'm doing. I know, especially myself, I like to watch someone else do something before I try and do it. It gives me the confidence to try. If I can see every step of the way exactly what they're doing, I have a much better feeling about attempting it myself, because I can look at and replicate. You know, they're doing this, okay, I'll do this. It may not be exact, but it'll be close. And don't worry if when you try something new the first time it doesn't quite work out the way you expect it. One, that may actually work out for the best. I know that all of the artists I know, when they work on a piece of artwork, and a model railroad in a lot of ways is art. When they work on a piece of artwork, especially if they're doing something like woodworking, and an extra piece chips off that they didn't want to go, they end up working it into the design, and a lot of times what they end up with is much better for that mark than what they had originally intended. The other thing is that, okay, so your first attempt doesn't work so well. Do it again, and again, and again. There's nothing that we're going to do that is all that expensive, that you can't do it several times to get it right. And really, the other thing I found is that most of the time, if something doesn't quite work out the way you expect it to, you're the only one who will know that. Anybody else who looks at it is going to look at it and say, wow, what a wonderful model you have here. Don't worry about what others think about your work. Do what you want to do. Do it the way you want to do it, and I'll show you how. So, now that you understand what it is I'm going to do with this website, next thing to do is start planning. Click on the link at the bottom of the page, or over to the left side that says planning, and I'll meet you there. Oh, and hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a link down below that will take you to the website. But if you can't find it, the website is modelrailroadhowto.com or myfirstmodelrailroad.com. Either one will take you to the same place. and I'll show you how to do all this stuff.